everyone, Kristi with Excel Fitness. I'm going to lead us through a short yoga practice today. I have a few props with me, a blanket just in case, knee padding. And then since I don't have a block at home, I have a couple of books which are not quite as tall as a block but will be helpful. I also have a stock pot which is quite a bit taller than some of my blocks. I also have a puppy. Not a great stable yoga prop. And this, this is a bit taller than some of the props that we have, a block. But you might find that it's very helpful. So, gathering your props together, we're gonna start in child's pose. So go ahead and come on over. Letting your hips settle back to your heels, extending your arms and breathing. Adjust your child's pose so that it's comfortable for you, knees wide, arms extended, or you might even try knees all the way together and arms down by your sides. And then go ahead and roll on up. Oh my gosh. Hands and knees. We'll take a few rounds of cat-cow. Inhale and exhale. Inhale and exhale. Lengthen through the spine, tuck the toes under, lift the hips and extend back into a downward facing dog. Pace out your heels, moving around a bit, warming your body up. Inhale to look up at your hands and step your feet forward. And here you could bring your prop over for some support under your hands. Feel welcome to use a chair for this as well. Exhaling down. Inhale, lengthen through the spine and stretch all the way up, extending the arms up. Exhale, fold yourself all the way back down. Shift your prop over to the outside of your right foot and step your left foot nice and long back behind you, spinning your left heel to the floor. Inhale, straighten out through the front leg, lengthen through the spine, keeping that front thigh bone plugged into your hip socket. Extend up into a triangle pose. Arms are stacking. You're welcome to draw that prop over right to your right ankle and lengthen. Exhale, sweep that top arm down and fold back into a pyramid pose and step it back to down dog. Inhale to look up at your hands, step one foot and then the other foot forward into a forward fold. Inhale, half lift, and then stretch all the way up. Exhale, fold yourself back down, and this time move your prop over to your left foot, stepping your right foot back, spinning the right heel down. Come on up into a triangle pose, plugging that left thigh bone into your hip socket, extending your arms apart. Breathe. Feel welcome to take that prop over to that outer left ankle, stretching and lengthening. Releasing the top hand down, back into a pyramid pose. Folding down. And then step the front foot back into downward facing dog. From down dog, inhale, look up at your hands, step your feet forward, back up to your fingers. Inhale, take a half lift, and then stretch all the way up, keeping your legs nice and strong. Exhale, fold back down. This time we'll step that left foot nice and long back behind us and come back into that triangle pose. And from this triangle pose, if you'd like to, bring your prop over, Again, you can. Lengthening and breathing here. Keeping that front leg nice and strong. Stretch that top arm over your ear and then sweep it forward. And as you sweep it forward, pivot your right toes forward and fold down into a straddle fold. From here, gently turn those left toes out a little bit, the right toes out, and shift over into what I call Spider-Man. You can, if this left heel doesn't stay on the floor, you can lift up onto the ball of your foot, supporting with your fingers, or shift back into that heel. You might be up a little bit higher, totally fine. Keep that right leg strong. We're gonna pivot to the back of our mat now into a lunge. So you'll flip yourself around, keeping that back leg strong, press into the front foot, reach the arms long. Exhale, hands down, stepping the front foot back, down dog. Lengthen and breathe. Inhale, look up at your hands, step both feet up to the front of your mat. Half lift, stretching all the way up. Exhale, fold all the way back down. Inhale, half lift, and this time we're going to step the right foot back and pivot back into our triangle. If you'd like to bring your prop back over, you certainly can. Lengthen through the spine, reach through the crown of the head. Breathe. Sweep that top arm over your ear, lengthening, and then sweep it forward. And as you come forward, pivot your left toes forward, straddle fold. Breathing here. Lifting up, turning the right toes out, turning the left toes out, moving your prop, shifting into your Spider-Man. And you can bring that prop in and hold yourself up. You might even put the ball of the foot on the floor. Or if you're comfortable, just settling in. Your right heel may or may not be on the floor. Find that work. Lifting the hips up, pivoting back to the front of your mat into that lunge position. Squeeze that back leg strong, lengthen through the spine. Good, step your front foot back into down dog. And then release your knees to the floor, shifting back into a child's pose. Again, from child's pose, bring yourself up to hands and knees. Adjust so that your knees are under your hips and wrists under your shoulders. And take a few rounds of cat-cow. Breathing, however, feels appropriate to you in these poses. Good, and then after that last round, we're gonna do a few rhomboid movements here. So you'll squeeze your shoulder blades together, but keep your arms straight and strong, and then press into the floor and pull your shoulder blades apart. And let's do that 4 more times. Squeeze, press, squeeze together, press apart, squeeze together, press apart, and squeeze together and press apart. Nice and strong in the arms and legs. Extend that right leg back behind you, and then bring the knee in and step the right foot in between the hands into a lunge. Shift the hips back into this runner's lunge position. Extending and breathing here. Shift forward. Feel welcome to scooch that right foot forward a little bit more. And again, shifting the hips back. Shifting the hips forward, and then inhale, stretch up. And from here, bringing the hands down to the front knee. We're gonna pivot around, so kickstanding that left heel, keeping that right leg strong and straight. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, Parigasana gate pose, stretching out over that right straight leg. Keeping the leg strong, toes can point towards the front of your mat, or even towards the long edge of your mat. Inhale, lifting up. Exhale, sit back into your heel. If that's not appropriate, just stay standing. Shifting back, and then we'll shift around to the other side. So from here, you're going to shift over, and then bring that right leg into hands and knees. Cat-cow. And then a few rhomboid push-ups. Squeeze and spread. Squeeze and spread. Squeeze and spread. One more. Left leg long. Keeping your belly lifted and your back and legs strong. Bring that left foot forward in between the hands, doing what you need to do to make that happen, into a lunge. Shift the hips back. Runner's lunge. Shift the hips forward, maybe taking a little bit of a wider stance, and then inhale, stretch up, and then we're going to shift to face front. So you'll kickstand that right knee, stretch the left leg straight, get nice and tall here, and then lengthen out over that strong left leg. Reach and lengthen. Keep squeezing that right hip forward. Inhale, stretch up. Stay tall here or sit back onto that heel. And we'll pivot back around and sit back to the heels. Nice job. From this seat, go ahead and shift your hips to the side, swinging the legs all the way around. And we'll take a few rounds of boat pose. So heels come out away from you. You can hold behind your thighs, lengthen through the spine, but try not to push your chest too far forward. And then leaning back, lifting the toes up, breathing here, working the legs straight as it feels appropriate to you, letting go as it feels appropriate to you. Take a couple rounds of half boat to full boat, half to full, half to full, half to full, and we'll hold this next half boat. Hold, 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 lengthen, breathe, option to move the arms, and relax. Full breath in through the nose, out through the nose. Allowing yourself to release, resting onto your back for as long as you'd like here in a Shavasana. When you're ready to come out, bring your knees to your belly, roll to your side, and push yourself up to a comfortable seat. Thank you for practicing with me.